Alright guys, how's it going? Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the start of Octopath Traveler. This is going to be a fairly lengthy game. But with these mods, since I'm playing on PC, we're just gonna speed through a lot of the quote-unquote grinding. And a lot of the grinding is save scumming for stealing from the townspeople, or well, mostly that. Alright. As much as I love my boy Cyrus, we're gonna go for Therian because of his skill for his path action, which is stealing. There's some purple chests around the world that we'll see. Only he can open them. And yeah, he's just a really solid pick besides Cyrus. Cyrus's path action is scrutinized, which will let us get more info about stuff, which will lead to some new items in the shops, some items on the ground, or side quests. Also useful. So we're just gonna get Therian, and we're just gonna try and go straight for Cyrus, and then we'll come back and do the other party members.
As you like it. I heard that thief's at it again.
Really? What's he done this time?
I do wish this had a automatic dialogue like the second one does, but it's just a small thing.
Lifted everything off a merchant, leaving the goldsmithy. Guess he didn't get his fill at that fancy manor the other day. Still can't believe he made it past all those guards. I'm sure the more the better for him.
They were more like decorations than actual guards.
Ain't no point swooning over someone else's work. Someday we'll make it as big as that thief, and then we'll be the talk of the town.
Yeah, you said it, partner.
Partners in crime, huh?
It's been such a while since I've last played this game too. 10 years ago, our paths crossed in a particularly dingy gaol. I remember that meeting well. After all, it had quite the influence on my career.
Oi!
Oh. Oi, get in.
And?
Not even a please?
Ah,
You won't last long in here with that foul-mouthed whelp.
Ha!
No, you seem to be doing just fine. Smack him again.
huh?
Impudent brat. You'll learn your manners the hard way, just like the rest.
Hey.
I see you got the same warm welcome I did. And who are you? No good tea leaf who got caught in the act, just like yourself.
Oh, really?
Just like me, huh? Well, you look a lot worse. We'll get used to seeing this ugly boat. 'Cause I ain't getting prettier anytime soon. These guards think they can beat the attitude out of us. They don't go easy on no one here. Least of all, teapots like us. Sounds about right. So, ready to be a good little boy and play nice with the guards. Are you?
No.
Nope. I don't plan on staying here till they change me mind. See, I got me a pin here to unlock the door.
Hey.
Hey, what do you think you're... a little busy right now.
Here.
Try using this instead. The key? Where'd you get this?
Ha!
Snatched it from the guard once he was all riled up. Look at the cobblers on this one. Now let's get out of here. The name's Darius, mate.
Therion.
Partner.
Well, Therion, looks like you and I are officially partners in crime.
Ah, sweet memories. Fill it up.
Here you go. Beg pardon. Would you happen to be after them Ravis's treasure? If you are, I suggest you think again. Heard another would-be fortune hunter was tossed in the dungeon yesterday.
So what's the count now?
A score? Maybe more? But House Ravis ain't known to be kind to those who covet their wealth. Still, poor thieves can't help but flock to that manor like moths to a flame. Suppose it's all those rumors of their riches that keep them coming. Some say it's enough to buy up the whole town and then some.
Just one town? What about the neighbors?
Can't say for sure. No one's ever seen the treasure. Even that master thief they keep talking about would have more than his hands full.
A perfect tale for the tavern.
Look, when you've been in the business long enough, you can tell things at a glance. You're a smart and skilled young man. Probably have a long career ahead of you. That's why I'll say it once more. Stay away from that manor.
Thanks for the advice. Next time, I'll have a tale of my own to tell.
Say that Ravis's manor's up at the top of the mountain, where only the riches of the rich live. Alright, so we got the radar. A little mini map down there. Well, not really mini map. It really is just a radar. 100. I don't think we need to buy anything. We don't have the path action available just yet. Yeah, so we'll just make our way here until it's available to us. And then we're gonna go steal as much as we can.
What do we have here?
If I didn't know any better, I'd say they were overcompensating for something.
All right.
Change post.
Oi!
You there.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Listen up.
Stop dragging your feet. Walk with purpose.
My apologies.
Yes, sir. We're getting paid a fortune for this job. Do it with pride.
Well, I'll be damned.
It's like an army. Just what kind of place is this? Those guard dogs look vicious. That's not all. The walls are lined with wire. One false move and it'll sound an alarm, no doubt. Yep, trying to scale the walls will be more trouble than it's worth.
Huh?
What's this now?
Listen.
What part of no visitors allowed do you not understand?
Exactly.
The Ravises have more important matters to attend to than enlightening riffraff like yourself. It won't take long, I swear. I'm merely a merchant looking to... Merchant, you say? Prove it. Prove what? Nina? Come here. How you doing? Want to say hi to chat? Give him a little smoochy wooch. There you go. Little paw. Excuse me. Good girl. Came to show the lady of the house some of the finest fabrics in the realm. And we're supposed to just take you at your word. You can't show us proof, you can show yourself out. But I... Fine, I'll leave. I swear the nerve of those hoity-toity types.
Oh.
Never thought the front door would be the easiest way in. Time to get my hands on some fruit.
What do we have here?
Well, if it isn't our merchant friend.
No.
Those bloody Ravises. Don't they know some of us actually have to work for a living?
Ah, yes.
Turned away at the gate. Joined the club. You too, but why? They're doing it to everyone. Rumor has it they're guarding some great treasure inside. But I'm not after their treasure. I just wanted to show the lady of the house my wares. Then they told me I needed proof, as if this sack of silk dresses isn't proof enough.
Right.
Indeed, you'll need a letter of introduction to get inside. Letter of what?
Truth is...
House Ravis only does business with the most esteemed merchants and traders.
Ah.
How can I get one of these letters? It's not easy, that's for sure. First, you have to make a name for yourself here in town. Once you've proven yourself a reliable trading partner, then, and only then, will the Ravises write you a letter. That said, you could count the number of people who've earned one on one hand. Well, that sounds like an awful lot of work. Are you sure there's no other way? I can think of at least one.
I'll do what thieves do best.
Lifting it from the pockets of someone who's done the work for me. There's our path action, which we can steal. Modern problems require modern solutions. So normally there is a percentage of success for stealing, but with this mod I have, everything's 100%, which means there's no need to save scum at all, which is what you would normally do. And I'm not about to do that again. I've paid my dues. Just out of curiosity, how long do you plan on following me? Where are you? What are you doing down there? Come back up here.
Huh?
So you noticed.
Huh.
For thieves, you aren't very discreet. You're keener than most, friend. As are we. We can tell you've come for the Ravis fortune. If the army surrounding the manor is any indication, it's more than worth the trouble. And have you actually seen this treasure?
Oi, oi.
We don't need to see it, just look at what they got guarding it. Guards, dogs, traps, you name it, they got it.
And?
You came all this way to warn me. How thoughtful.
I suppose so.
Look, we've got a proposal for you.
No thanks.
And I've got an answer. No.
Listen,
Just hear us out, mate. We can help each other.
Yeah.
My partner here has been inside. He's seen the traps they've set up close. Hells, he walked straight into one and set off an alarm.
oi.
Shut up. You said you wouldn't tell anyone about that. Anyway, I got out just fine and we're here now. So what do you say? Won't be easy to carry all that treasure on your own. We're offering you a helping hand.
Nope.
I've already got 2 hands. That's enough for me.
Damn you.
So you think you're too good for us, is that it?
Huh.
I'm a thief, not a nanny.
Say again?
You're an ungrateful bastard, that's what you are.
Are we done here?
Listen, I don't have time to entertain you clowns. I have places to be.
Hey.
You're not going anywhere. Ugh,
Bye now.
get out of my sight.
Yikes!
Are you with me, mate? Speak to me. Mate.
Oi.
Thieves.
Let none escape.
You won't get away. They're onto us.
Partner.
Darius, this way. Got it.
Person.
Damn, we lost them.
Find them.
Can't have gone far. Let's check the back alley.
All right.
They're gone. We should be safe for now. That went better than I expected. I wish they could have seen the looks on their faces. Huh. They deserted for treating us like teapots. We might be small, but we're smarter than they'll ever be. You can say that again. We put our loaves together. No one can stop us. They could butcher all the loot we got. Yeah, it's quite the haul. Put a little more enthusiasm, mate. This is all ours now. Right. We knew what we wanted, and we took it with our own hands.
Partner.
That's the spirit. All the world's treasures are ours for the taking.
Partner.
You say so, partner.
That's right.
I do. Mark my words, we're gonna be the greatest tea leaves the world's ever seen. Yeah, get out of here. Darius. But this is no time for nostalgia. I need to get myself one of those letters. Get these heals. Which is good because this means we won't have to spend too much time buying stuff at the shops. Because things can get fairly pricey. Ooh, nourishing nuts. Steal this axe. This is a spear of justice. Yeah, you don't need that. Literally just a waste of space for them. It's taking up their inventory. When you've been in the business as long as I have, the Ravises will be begging you for a visit. It's all about experience.
Time to get to work.
Lucky for me, your experience hasn't taught you when to keep your mouth shut. I'll just take this earring.
Now then.
Pleasure doing business with you. Now, to pay a visit to Ravis Manor. Yeah, some of the steal rate for some of the better stuff is ridiculously low. I think there's a golden axe in one of the towns where it's like 8% or so, depending on, I think that's the lowest. It increases a bit depending on how high your level is, but that's still friggin' low. It's a good weapon too, but if you want to get that, you gotta save scum, because every time you fail a steal, you take a hit on your reputation, and if it happens too much, everything's locked out. You cannot interact with with the people unless you fix your reputation. What you do at the tavern for a price, and you don't want to do that. 2 guards at the gates. If I can fool them, I'm in. I'm gonna sell the merchant. Good days, sirs. I've come to call on the Ravises. Would you kindly announce my arrival?
Who are you?
They're not seeing anyone today. Be gone with you at once. Be gone, I say. Something tells me this one's bark is worse than its bite.
My sincerest apologies.
Allow me to introduce myself. You see, I am a merchant of some repute. Repute. He stopped the repute. A merchant and of repute, you say? Don't make me laugh. You ought not judge a man by his robes.
To tell you the truth.
Matter of fact, I was personally summoned by the lady of the house. And I doubt she would react kindly upon hearing I was turned away.
What?
Summoned? You? You think we're gonna believe that Podswallop? Sir, language. If we had a leaf for every rotten thief who gave us that story, we'd be as rich as the Ravises. But since we aren't, we're here protecting their fortune from would-be swindlers like you. Hey Trap, how's it going? Thought you could outsmart us, didn't you? The next time you're summoned, remember to bring your letter.
Oh.
Would you be referring to this letter, perchance?
What the?
Hey,
How'd you get that? Must be a fake.
Desperate times.
Now for the finishing blow. If you still aren't convinced, I fear there's not much else I can do. I'll take my leave, but I will give Lady Ravis a full report of what happened today. I wonder how she will fit to deal with this affront to my good name.
hold on there.
Wait, sir. We were only doing our jobs. Yeah. You may pass.
You have my gratitude.
Why, thank you, gentlemen.
Now then.
Now the real fun begins. I'll just sneak in through that window over there. You're not even going to question the fact that it's open. Come on, man. Never know when danger might strike, so be sure to save often. Yeah, there are auto saves when you enter a new area, but well, there's nothing, you know, like a good old-fashioned manual save. Now I'll just steal from all these chumps. Rob them blind. Could be everything. Got a chest. And another guy to steal stuff from. Ooh, candy. Candy. We'll get that plus 10 evasion. Prevent sleep. Okay. 3,500. We'll probably be fine with this gear, but I just want to double check. Items we won't need to worry about. We can steal stuff. Feather Saber, 5% chance to inflict sleep on target for 4 turns. 7,500 for the Great Sword. This is slightly better than the other knife we have. This will be good for evasion. Alright, with all this evasion, we shouldn't be, you know, getting hit too often. Theoretically. Alright. Go to the first dungeon of the game. We're doing it live.
I'll make this quick.
Everything looks cleaner too because I modified the game file so it doesn't have all that bloom and depth of field. But we can see everything clearly. Alright. So we have this break system where they have a shield, and once we break that shield with whatever they're vulnerable to, we can do actual damage on them.
What's yours is mine. Over here! Out of my way.
Alright, cool. Doesn't like that. Yeah, we can do boosts to increase our damage output and
Where's the nearest
attack
tavern?
multiple times. I love the BP system. It was such a game changer when we got it in Bravely Default, which I do plan on streaming eventually. I was recording it, but then I was thinking, I get a little... It just doesn't feel the same
I'll
recording
make
stuff
this
as it is streaming things.
My turn.
I was like, I'll just start over and stream Bravely Default. Much better
What's yours is mine.
experience.
My turn.
Oops. Ice Sentinel, you're probably weak to wildfire, right?
Don't play.
Yeah, you are. Of course you are.
Don't start things you can't finish.
I will be doing some fights, at least until we get enough to unlock a new
This
skill,
is the beginning of your end.
which should be 30 JP.
What's yours is mine.
You wanna head out, Nina?
Over here! Out of my way.
There you go. Off she goes. Alright. Wildfire.
My turn. Let's do this! Try this! Where's the nearest tavern?
Feels nice seeing a bar for our experience.
This is the beginning of your
Just feels
end.
nice seeing it
My turn.
max out.
What's yours is mine. Over here! I'm ready.
And that's that.
Yeah, see? Just speeding through all of this, especially the stealing. There is a set percent, which is 5% plus whatever remaining health they have left.
Come on, I've got better
We got
things
the
to do.
description right here.
My turn.
5% plus the foe's missing HP percent.
What's yours is mine.
So incidentally, you want to lower their health down,
Over here!
preferably in like the red. You see the where it says Ice Sentinel? The color changes the lower their health gets. So mid health, yellow, critical health, red. That's around the time you want to start stealing stuff.
My turn. Out of my way. I'm ready. Are you?
But sometimes that takes too long.
And that's that.
You can also boost to increase the rates, the steal rates. But again, maybe it's a dangerous situation and you don't want to, use a turn. I don't have to worry about that now. So everything's guaranteed.
Come on, I've got better things to do. Out of my way. What's yours is mine. Over here!
Alright, I'm just making sure the
Out of my way.
audio's good.
Try this!
I know it's loud on my end, but that's the headphones.
I'm ready. Are you? Don't start things you can't finish.
Now the purple chest. Wind attire. Okay. Yeah, I'll just keep the black attire on because it
This is
increases
the
my
beginning
evasion.
of your end.
I'd rather
Yours
have
is mine.
evasion as high as possible right now.
Over here. My turn.
Especially with Therian all by his lonesome? Yeah, he needs that.
Let you try this.
And that's that.
Okay. We should almost be at 30 JP. We still got a couple more battles to do.
What's yours is mine. Out of my way. Try this. I'm ready. Are you?
Yeah, I want to get at least one skill before the before we get to the fortune.
My turn. There. Where's the nearest tavern?
Okay, two more. Yeah, one more. One more good battle.
I'll make this quick.
Get some of that good JP.
What's yours is mine. My turn. What? I'm ready.
Kill.
Where's the nearest tavern?
There we go. Now we can get a new skill. The low cost of 30 JP. HP Thief, Shackle Foe, Armor Corrosive, Steel SP, which is really good. Share SP, which is also really good. Another reason why Therian is good. He can steal SP and he can share his SP, which will make, you know, item conservation a lot better. But we'll do HP Thief. That's right, Trap. Skills. And these are, in fact, skills to pay the bills.
This is the beginning of your end. My turn. What's yours is mine.
All good.
What's yours is mine. Over here.
One of the great things about this game is it tells you the percent rate, the success rate of a steal. So like if you know it's low, you can just do a boost
I'm ready. Are you?
or attack it again. Just for a you know, better chance to steal.
Out of my way. Over here. Out of my way.
Just to be safe, we'll do 3.
My turn. Let's do try this. And that's
All right.
it.
Invigorating nuts. Wonderful. I think if you can do a battle without taking damage, you get extra JP.
I'll make this quick. What's yours is mine.
How many of those have I stolen, actually?
Out of my way.
9. Okay, that's not bad.
Out of my way. I'm ready.
Soul stones are good
Don't
to
start things you can't finish.
read the room. Oh, okay. Untouched is money. Bonus for money. I think if you finish them in one turn, it's extra JP. Okay. Yeah, I have another mod that gives us better descriptions on the items. So it actually tells us how much they heal or what they do and other stuff. This is nuts. Healing grapes for the low cost of 50, what is it, leaves? You get to heal 500 HP. This is nuts. That's a lot of HP. That's like a high potion.
Come on, I've got better things to do. Out of my way. What's yours is mine. Mine. I'm ready. Are you?
Hey, we
Don't
got the poison
start
effect.
things you can't finish.
It killed him though, so it doesn't really matter. 20 JP. The next skill is at 100 JP. Yeah, it increases substantially. It's nuts. Take a quick check of my gear. I should be fine. We have high
So,
evasion.
This is the amazing treasure everyone is talking about.
That's the big thing.
It looks like an ordinary gemstone to me. Can't imagine it's worth all that much.
The jewel before you is worth more than your mind could hope to fathom. Your inability to discern as much is disconcerting, to say the least.
Who the hell are you? Not just anyone can sneak up on me like that.
It's the butler.
I should be the one asking you that question. Not just anyone could have made it this far into the manor, after all.
You won't get answers by stroking my ego.
I meant it as nothing but genuine praise. Allow me to congratulate you on being the first thief to make it here.
You say it as if you wanted this to happen.
Just so, we tightened security for that very purpose. We figured no thief worth his salt would be able to turn down such a challenge.
Go on.
To this end, we even asked the barkeep for help.
Yeah, just stroke my ego.
His job? Find promising thieves and spin tales about this manor.
I'm not gonna do the hand gesture. This is a family-friendly stream, to an extent.
In other words, you tricked thieves into trying to rob this place.
Think of it more as appealing to their inner nature. The great treasure of Ravus Manor, guarded by a veritable army. What thief could pass up such glory, such riches? We had such high hopes, but were constantly met with disappointment. But finally, one has proven himself worthy.
I should have seen this coming.
And yet you did not. And I find myself most grateful for your lack of foresight.
Yeah, it's such a great way to bait thieves. Look at this big fortune.
So what's your angle?
And it's gonna be filled to the brim with guards, traps, guard dogs, everything. No one can get in.
I need not explain that to you.
Like, no one be stupid enough to do that.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Heathcote.
Get rid of these notifications.
I am a butler in the service of House Ravus.
But yeah, it's a butler.
You expect me to believe an ordinary butler snuck up on me? Anyway, who you are won't matter once I'm out of here.
Oh, Therian, you should know butlers are pretty badass.
Now, if you'll excuse me.
I assure you, you won't be going anywhere anytime soon.
What? Let's get this over with.
Yeah. Plus, he's no ordinary butler.
What's yours is mine. Over here! Out of my way. What's yours is mine.
Steal
Out of my way.
these things first. We're just gonna focus
Out of my way.
Heathcote.
My turn. Over here. Well, I'm ready. Are you? You're too. Over here. Out of my way.
That steal HP is really, really good. Should we take enough damage?
My turn. Over here. Over here. What? Try this. My turn.
Actually,
You're too hard.
yeah, that'll be enough.
I'm ready. Are you? There.
Okay. I'm just gonna guard for
No,
a while.
you don't. Over here. Out of my way. No, you don't.
I'm gonna play it safe for a
Over
bit.
here. My turn.
The equipment that increases your evasion is so good. Like, do not sleep on gear that increases evasion.
You're too.
I know it's probably better to get more defense, but sometimes it's best to just not get hit.
Over here. Out of my way. Over here. I'm ready. Are you? You're too.
There we go. Easy.
Where's the nearest tavern?
Get that
So,
evasion
you can
gear.
hold your own in battle as well. It seems I underestimated you.
That makes two of us. Was that a part of your butler training?
I see you still have some reservations about my true profession. Though I'm sure my victory here lends my words no credit.
Your victory? What in the...
Any thief worth his salt should recognize that band.
You got played, Therian.
The mark of a convict. The fool's bangle, as some call it.
Undeniable proof of a thief's humiliating blunder.
Get this off of me!
I do not take my orders from you. I've attached it to your arm for a reason. If anyone is to see it, they shall know of your failure here today.
Why, you...
However, I imagine your pride will not permit you to be seen with it, and that makes it perfect leverage for negotiations.
Negotiations?
You may have broken into my home, but for now, I will overlook your transgressions.
Oh, great. More company.
Great, more people to see this BS scene.
Pardon my belated introduction. My name is Cordelia Ravis, and I am the lady of the house.
Regards to your decorator. They sure have a way with traps.
Allow me to explain. The treasure you are after is a family heirloom known as the Dragonstones.
You don't say.
The Dragonstones have been in my family for generations.
Tyrion doesn't even care. He's just he's over this. He's done.
Wait, dragon stones? I see one.
Yeah, but yeah, now that gets his attention. What do you mean?
Yes.
There's
Once
more.
there were more. But the stones were stolen during the chaos following my parents' passing. Fortunately, Heathcote was able to recover the Sapphire Stone.
What touching devotion. Is this the part where I move to tears?
Perhaps, once you understand your place in this story. If you collect the 3 remaining stones, we shall remove the band from your arm.
So, this was your plan all along.
Yes, but please understand, I had no choice.
Well, aren't you too clever? Setting a thief to catch a thief.
Don't thieves often say, the ensnared has only himself to blame?
Yeah, they do. For a butler, you sure know a lot about thieves, old man.
I dare not bore you with my story when there are more pressing matters at hand. Will you undertake Miss Ravis's mission, young thief? If you refuse...
I'll do the job.
Not like he's got a choice.
Excellent. Then I pray your journey will be a successful one.
Oh, you're back.
With a tale to tell, too. I'll trade it for a drink.
Afraid I don't deal in that currency.
Listen, I just came from Ravis Manor. Had a lovely chat with a fellow named Heathcote. Maybe you know him?
I did warn you not to go there. So, was it everything you expected it to be?
All that and more, and now I'm awfully thirsty. I might need 2 drinks to get this bad taste out of my mouth.
Coming right up.
Considering he was part of that scheme. Come in, Nina. And he's like, yeah, you got a point. I'll give you them 2 drinks for free. Right, Nina? That's the best price for a drink. Free. It'll say before we leave Borderfall.
Mr. Therion! Mr. Therion, please wait!
What now?
I came to see you off on your journey. As it is at my behest that you're setting out.
Look, I'm just fulfilling my half of a bargain. Nothing more, nothing less.
I understand that, but...
He's right, milady. This is simply an agreement between us and a skilled but short-sighted thief.
Exactly.
There is something you should know before you go. As you saw, I recovered a blue stone. It is known as the Sapphire Dragonstone. The remaining 3 are the Dragonstones of Ruby, Emerald, and Gold, each named for its sheen.
And if I steal them all back for you, you'll remove this band.
You have my word.
Your word? Well, that sounds legitimate. Any idea where I should start looking?
Rumor has it that a scholar in Noblecourt is researching the Ruby Dragonstone.
Noblecourt. Great. I'll fit right in.
Mr. Therion!
What is it this time?
Please, do take care out there. Did I say something amiss?
Never thought a man of my talents would be working for someone like... it's nothing. You'll get your stones back soon. Just leave the thieving to me.
And so Therion set forth his mission, which he begrudgingly accepted, to retrieve the remaining 3 Dragonstones of House Ravis, that he might have the mark of shame removed from his arm. Little did he know what fates awaited him. Across Orstera, there are 7 others who await you. Why not venture out and find them? Together you can defeat even the greatest foes. Okay, so we can fast travel, but we're literally like 10 feet away. So there's no need for that. Yeah, the map's a lot bigger. I'm gonna make my way over to Cyrus so we can get him next, because he has a skill which gives us more info on the places we're at, which means hidden items, updated items in the shops, and all that good stuff. But we will be making our way through these towns too, so we can just fast travel to them. So we'll be making our way through Sawarki and Flamegrace to make our way to Atlasdom. We should be fine. The enemies aren't too tough, but we'll, you know, try to stay alive. Hey, Booby, how's it going? How you doing? A monster came out of nowhere and it got me in the leg. I can hardly put any weight on it. I hate to be a bother, but do you have a healing grape to spare? Went to the gym a bit ago, took a shower, ate some Panera salad, and now chilling. Nice. Good to hear. Now let's give you a healing grape. Whew, feels good to be back on my feet. Can't thank you enough. I'd have been done for if you hadn't come along. My name is Kit. I'm on a journey to find my father. He disappeared when I was just a boy. Are you on a journey too? Perhaps our paths too will cross again someday. Be safe and may your travels bring you all that you seek. And we got 1,500 leaves for that.
Come on, I've got better things to do.
Oh, look at the little egglings.
What's yours?
Give me your shit.
Mine.
Addlewarts.
Over here. What's yours? Mine.
Once again, eye evasion is really good. And then, of course, this round he gets hit.
Try this.
Because, of course,
Out of
that's
my
how
way.
RNG works.
Try this. My turn.
Okay, it looks like three
Here.
attacks after a break will be enough. Four. Looks
Out
like
of my
it's four.
way. My turn. There.
And it looks
Out
like
of
we're
my
getting our
way.
ass kicked, but
I'm ready. Are you? You're too.
we got most of that health back.
Don't start things you can't finish.
HP steal can be really broken. Also, every level up restores your HP and SP, which is super great. I would love more modern RPG games to have that.
I'll make this quick. Out of my way. What's yours is mine. Over here. Out of my way.
Ooh.
There.
Okay, no
here.
dagger, no sword. Let me just check our pockets.
Take this.
Nope. All right. It's okay. I got more things in our pocket.
Take this.
Cool.
Don't start things you can't finish.
Herb of light.
Come on, I've got better things to
Ooh,
do.
that's a good monster to
Much.
capture once we get hunted.
Over here. My turn. Over here. My turn. What's yours? Mine. Out of my way. I'm ready. Are you? There.
Cause when
Don't
you
start things you
use
can't
it,
finish.
when you release the monster, it recovers health. I don't remember if it's an AoE or if it's a single target. I think it might be single target.
Come on, I've got better things to do. My turn.
No, actually,
Take this!
I'll do it. Okay.
What's yours is mine. My turn. And that's that.
I don't know what that status is. Okay. I was like, I swear there's somewhere to check. It's okay. Slippery nuts.
This is the beginning of your end. Out of my way. What's yours is mine.
Also, the other good thing about going to get Cyrus is he can scan enemies,
Don't play.
so we can get their what they're vulnerable to.
Let's do this. My turn. And that's that.
I still haven't touched the second game, but I did hear that you can change the first party member you have after you finish their story. I think it might be their, I don't know if they meant their chapter 4 story or like after chapter 2 or chapter 1.
Out of my way. What's yours is mine. I'm ready. Are you?
Smack you around a bit.
Where's the nearest tavern?
Okay. Here is the town.
This is the beginning of your end. Out of my way. My turn.
I thought it was coming in 3 days.
Over here.
Nice.
My turn. Out of my way.
Once you get that, then it's off to setting it up for streams.
Where's the nearest tavern?
I'm assuming you're gonna finish up Star Ocean and then start your Zelda marathon, or are you just gonna dump it like hot garbage and then move on to Zelda? You're just gonna, I don't want to play with you anymore, and then start your Zelda marathon. We know if you can handle the summer weather. Feel like you can, even if it does thermal throttling. Well, hopefully it does, Bowie. Because I know for me, once it gets warmer, I'm not gonna have webcam on. It's gonna be just the game, and then chat will pop up, even if I have the AC on or not. We won't buy anything. Still finish Star Ocean second story. Oh, on the current laptop. Then move on to Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. Really great game, a really solid game. Love it. As what you'll stream on the new laptop. Then it's a Zelda marathon. That sounds like a really good plan. Yeah, Ghost Trick is a really great game. Now, are you gonna be playing the original version, or are you gonna play the? Actually, I don't even know if the remastered has come out yet. Remaster's coming out this June.
And
I lost my mind when I saw that it was getting a remaster. I was like, holy crap, this is amazing. It's such a great game.
I'll make this quick. My turn.
Ghost Trick Phantom Detective.
My turn. Over here! Out of my way. Let's do this! Where's the nearest tavern?
Like it was originally on the DS. It was a yeah, it's a visual novel slash puzzle slash mystery game. Yeah, the remaster comes out.
Come on, I've got better things to do.
This
Out of
month.
my way. What's yours is mine.
Give me that plum.
Over here! Out of my way. What's yours is mine.
All right, I gotta check my pockets now.
Take this! Out of my way.
Yeah, another
Take
one.
this!
Okay.
And that's that.
All right, I got one more Fire Soul Stone. Okay, on our way to Flame Grace. Yeah, we gotta make our way here, and then from here, make our way here. Danger level 25. Well, let's get out of there. Okay, we gotta go north.
This is the beginning of your
Funny enough,
out of my way.
once you get a full party, some skills, and some good gear. Mostly good gear. Levels are a... What's the word? They become not as important.
Don't
Equipment is the big thing about this game.
out of my way.
Yeah, levels are good, but
And
if you have really good gear, levels doesn't really matter. Besides the HP and, you know, some stats. So that level 25 dungeon, we could,
This is the beginning. of
with a
your
full
end.
party, good gear, we could probably
Out
do
of
it
my
level
way.
15, 10, 5 levels under.
Don't play. Over here. Out of my way.
You don't even have to fight most of the monsters, to be honest. You can run away from a lot of things.
My turn. Let's do this. You're too. Don't start things you can't finish.
One of the characters has a skill that reduces the encounter rate. Okay. Plenty of plums. Atlasdom is north, Flames Grace is east. So we're just
I'll
gonna take a
make this
quick peek
Out
at
of my way.
Flames Grace.
Don't play. Don't play.
Like real quick, just in and out.
Let's do this. Where's the nearest tavern?
And we're gonna make our way to Atlasdom. You think you'd be like, oh, we're here, right? No, you gotta climb up the stairs. Yep. Now we can fast travel there, which is good.
This is the beginning of your end. What? Don't play.
And with get Cyrus, he's such a good character.
Out of my way.
Alright, let me use my last
Take this.
Fire Soul Stone.
My turn. And that's that.
Yeah, if you like the Ace Attorney games, you will love Ghost Trick since it's essentially in the same universe.
Come on, I've got better things to do. What? Don't play. What's yours is mine.
Next thing I'm gonna get is SP Steel
My turn.
or
Don't play.
Therian.
Are you? Try this. And that's that.
Oh, okay, we can get it now. I was not paying attention to how many job points I have. So from 100 to 500 JP, that is the next next check mark we need to buy another skill. Isn't this great? From 30 to 100 and then 100 to 500. Those are great jump in learning a skill.
Come on, I've got better things to do. Over here!
Fix the steel SP.
Yours, mine. There. There. My turn. There.
Ooh. That's not good.
Over here.
Oh. Sorry, Nina. There you go. Good girl. Pockets, pockets, pockets.
Take this. Over here. My turn.
More pockets.
Take this. Don't start things you can't finish.
Okay. So north is the next place to go for Therian's mission. But that shit, you gotta be level 22 for that.
This is the beginning of your end.
And we don't have any good gear or decent levels. Or party members. We need more than just Therian.
Over here. My turn. Take this. Take this.
There you go.
Where's the nearest tavern?
Okay. Whistlewood is now where I want to go. But that means not fighting anything for another good while. That's good for me. We're right there. Almost. Come on. Damn it.
This is the beginning of your end.
Oh, it's a
My turn.
Kate Sith. Or a Kate.
What's yours? Mine.
I'll just steal, because you're gonna run away.
Where's the nearest tavern?
Yeah, those are rare encounters. You can get lots of good experience, JP, and I think leaves, but they do not stick around for too long. Gonna buy some herbs. Like stealing candy from a baby. Alright. Before we talk to Cyrus, we're gonna keep stealing shit. Or I should probably do Cyrus's mission right now. So we can scrutinize and steal people's shit. Alright. Here's gonna be a good stopping point. We'll take a little break. Then when we come back, we'll do Cyrus's chapter 1. I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, guys, welcome back. Now then, let's start Cyrus's chapter 1, shall we, Nina? Yes, I think I know now who stole that tome. Perhaps I should go have a little chat with him, just to make sure we all understand one another. His name is Cyrus, and he's a scholar. This is Atlasdom, nestled in the fertile plains of the Flatlands. Finally. It is home to the Royal Academy, where many a scholar studies night and day, to bring the light of knowledge to the royal family, and to all the realm. Passes his days in the halls of the great library, devouring tomes to his heart's content. Yes, it is true. He eats the books. Pages by pages, he just eats it. Gains its knowledge. It is in that library where he learns of a grievous theft. Certain that one of his fellow scholars is a culprit, Cyrus sets out alone to confront the man in his shadowy subterranean study. He will need wise allies on the path he has chosen. So once we get them, their chapter 1's over and done with, they will join the party. So let's take Cyrus along. Now, any other time, if this was like a second playthrough, I'd be skipping all these tales, but we're not gonna do that. We're gonna see what do.
And so it was that Atlasdam was founded some 2 centuries ago.
Because if you skip the tale, it just puts you at, all right, let's go get the dude.
Indeed, our fair city-state is among the longest standing on the continent of Austera. But there was another city-state with a history as long and proud as our own that came to a tragic ruin only 8 short years ago.
Hey, Nina. What you doing?
Now, who can tell me its name? How about you, Therese?
I think it was...
Now. No need to get all flustered. There's no shame in not knowing an answer, so long as you have a desire to learn. The answer is in your textbook. Go on now, look it up.
How you know he's not an American school teacher? Would have yelled at your ass.
Yes, Professor. Let's see. I believe it was Hornburg?
That is correct. Hornburg was ruled over by a royal family said to be descended from priests of an ancient and long-forgotten religion.
Good kitty.
On the other hand, our fair Atlasdam was founded by one of the original clans that inhabited the Flatlands. Who can tell me how many clans lived in the Flatlands at the time? Your Highness?
The histories have it that 8 clans did live in the Flatlands in those days.
Correct you are, Your Highness. It was a time of great strife here in the Flatlands as the 8 clans waged a long and bitter war. Change would come when the armies of Grandport invaded these lands some 2 centuries ago. At the time, the rulers of Grandport sought to exert their influence over territories inland. Ironically, this compelled the warring tribes to put aside their differences and unite against their common foe.
Noorsville. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Cyrus.
Oh,
It's
but
just
look at the
I haven't
time.
been in school in
We'll pick
forever.
up where we left off next time. Don't forget to read chapters 3 and 4 before our next lecture.
And of course, it's a history class.
And be prepared to answer questions on any of the material within.
Which is Snoozeville.
Yes, Professor. Thank you for another most stimulating lecture, Professor Albright.
Hello?
Ah, Professor Albright. Mercedes from the Royal Library came by with a message for you. Seems today's your lucky day. You've been granted permission to enter the special archives.
Splendid!
Finally, I can begin my research. The library is just outside the palace. I'd best make haste. And just like with Therian, we don't have our path action just yet. Profess.
Professor Albright.
Oh, thank heavens you're still here. I thought I had missed you.
Your Highness.
What can I do for you, Your Highness?
The truth of the matter is,
If you can spare the time, I had a question about something we learned today.
But of course!
Of course, Your Highness, it would be my pleasure to answer anything. After all, my role as your tutor is as important to me as any of my research. Unfortunately, I cannot spare much time. Is the question a quick one?
indeed.
Yes, Professor, it will not take long. I was just wondering about the ancient religion of Hornburg. Pray tell, what did they worship?
Very astute of you.
Very astute question, Your Highness. However, I fear that nearly all the texts detailing the nature of the religion were buried and lost when Hornburg fell. I see. A shame that.
The truth is...
I do, however, have a theory of my own. I believe that the royal family of Hornburg were guardians of an ancient power. Mind you, this is not idle speculation. My theory is based on the fact that
Oh.
Let us continue the discussion another time. My apologies for keeping you, Professor.
With pleasure.
No need for apologies, and it would be my pleasure, Your Highness. Such questions occur to you is a sign of a sharp and curious mind.
Why, thank you.
Your lectures on the history of the realm are most fascinating to me. For if I do not learn of our past, how can I hope to lead my people to a bright future?
Indeed.
Most admirable philosophy, Your Highness. People of this land are truly fortunate to be led by one of such wisdom and kindness. As I am truly fortunate to have the opportunity to serve in some small way. You are far too kind, Professor Albright. I am proud to be your student.
Ah,
Oh dear, I'm running late.
good day.
Pray, do not forget your assignments, Your Highness.
Farewell.
Of course, Professor.
Ah, Therese.
Oh, hello there, Therese.
Yes, do you have a question for me?
Do you have a question for me as well?
No.
I mean, no. Good day, Professor.
Hmm?
Everyone's hot for teacher.
It's me, Cyrus.
Good day, Mercedes. Cyrus Albright, here to browse the special archives. Oh, Professor Albright. You're looking quite eager today.
Mm-hmm.
When I heard that an original copy of the Church of the Flame, a complete history, had been donated to our archives, I simply had to be the first to see it.
I see.
You're more on top of our collection than I am. Just sign here.
With pleasure.
What he said. Is something amiss?
Actually,
For someone known as the most brilliant mind in the Royal Academy, when you talk about books, you're as giddy as a schoolboy. When you put it that way, yes. Much as a child is fascinated by a new toy, I am titillated by the prospect of acquiring new knowledge.
I see.
Right, the expression on your face says it all. Anyway, everything seems to be in order. Enjoy your quest for knowledge, Professor.
Many thanks.
Many thanks, my dear. I most certainly will.
What have we here?
How odd. The tome is nowhere to be found. Someone returned it to the wrong shelf. Not here either.
An interesting dilemma.
These archives are strictly guarded and curated. Wherever could it have gone?
Professor Albright.
The headmaster would see you at once. All the times to... Oh well. Might I ask of you a favor? What might that be?
The truth is...
The tome I mentioned before seems to have gone missing. Did you locate it for me?
I see.
Missing? Huh. I'll begin looking at once, Professor.
Many thanks.
Many thanks, my dear.
Cyrus Albright, by your request, sir.
Do enter.
It's probably somewhere there, and he just missed it. That's how it is when I used to go to GameStop. I'd be looking for a game, and I don't find it. And as I'm about to leave, I find it. Like, oh shit, here it is. It's probably something like that.
My apologies for summoning you on such short notice.
It's just misplaced.
How might I be of assistance, Headmaster?
That treatise on arcane studies you published. What in the gods' names were you thinking?
Sir? I do believe I made my hypothesis perfectly clear.
I'm not talking about your hypothesis. You went out of your way to cite one of the texts in our special archives. The knowledge housed in those tomes is the Royal Academy's greatest treasure. It is not to be divulged to the public at your whim. Laying it bare in one of your silly papers is out of the question.
I am fully aware of the value of those tomes, Headmaster. It is for that very reason I would share the knowledge with my peers.
You are to share nothing! That wisdom is for the Academy and the Academy alone.
But that goes against everything.
Enough, Cyrus!
Even my best argument is sure to fall on deaf ears. The Headmaster sees knowledge as a medal or precious stone, something to be appreciated by its rightful owner alone. Knowledge is power, and power is to be hoarded. An unfortunate attitude, indeed. My sincere apologies, Headmaster. It won't happen again. Is there anything else you need of me?
That is all. You may go. Wait, there was one last thing.
Sir?
I heard the special archives will be closing early today. If you have research to do there, I would do so quickly.
Good gods. It's as if he enjoys watching me suffer. Thank you for your concern, Headmaster. In that case, I'll be on my way.
That headmaster's a dick.
Enter.
Excuse me.
What's the matter?
Yes. What is it, Therese? It's about Professor Albright, sir. We'll worry about that when, when we get there.
Can I help you?
Ah, Professor Albright.
A moment of your time.
Did you have any luck finding the tome?
My apologies.
I'm afraid not.
Say it is not so.
Well, that is most unfortunate. One might conclude that it had been stolen.
Actually...
Professor, taking books out from these archives is strictly forbidden. And as you know, the keys to the vault are entrusted to only a select few. Quite honestly, it would be easier to steal the crown off the king's head.
Aho!
An impregnable vault, a disappearing tome. It would seem we have quite the mystery on our hands. The mystery of the world are meant to be solved. Or, so the scholar in me says. Would you not agree? If it had been stolen, I would say it's a job for the city guard. But I can see you won't let it go until you've cracked the case, as it were.
Indeed.
You could say that, indeed. A habit I just can't seem to break. Once a puzzle is placed before me, I simply cannot rest until I've worked out a solution.
I see.
Well, far be it from me to stand in your way. It must be tough being a genius.
Leave it to me.
I'll not deny it. Worry not. Tom will be back on the shelf before you can bat an eyelash.
Take care.
Right. Thanks. Best of luck in your search.
Time to do some research.
The game is afoot. Now, where to begin my search? Suppose I should inquire with Mercedes as to where the keys to the library are stored. The guard at the front door would know. Who has been frequenting the library lately, as might my fellow scholars. Then mayhap I should pay the headmaster a visit as well. So now we get to scrutinize. Testimony. Only Headmaster Yevon and the guard stationed outside should have a key to the library archives. Alright, what about you? Key to the archives? Oh, I haven't got that, but I'm not surprised someone stole the tome, considering what they're worth. I've gambling debts myself, so I understand the temptation. Of course I got a key to the archives, and no, I wasn't sleeping, I was resting my eyes is all. But even if I was sleeping, what would it matter? What kind of fool would bother stealing a worthless tome anyway? Okay, he doesn't know the true value of the books he guards. And he was just resting his eyes. You know full well I have a key to the special archives, and that I would never be so foolish as to let it fall into the wrong hands. In any event, I have had no reason to pursue those tomes in quite some time.
Splendid!
That should be all the information I need to solve the case. So, who possesses the keys to the archive? The guard and the headmaster.
But of course!
It all makes sense now. There are only two keys to the archives, one belonging to the headmaster and one to the guardsman. Whose key was used to unlock the archive? Why, the guards, of course. The headmaster's key is safely locked away in his office. Furthermore, he hasn't visited the archives today. On the other hand, the guard has been acting suspiciously of late, even sleeping while on active duty.
Oh!
It would be all too easy a task to lift the key off of his person. So, is it possible that the guard is our man?
No.
No, he would have no motive. The culprit must be someone who understands the true value of the tome. Which is to say, one of my colleagues. And most likely, one who has accrued a frightful gambling debt.
Which means that...
Put it all together, and our villain is... Russell.
Yes.
Indubitably, that shifty scholar. Russell. First time I played this game, I read that as shitty. That shitty scholar. Russell. But he's shifty. Yes, I dare say my logic is foolproof.
Shall we begin?
Now all that remains is to find our man and make him confess to the crime. Word has it he's been doing his research underground these days.
Now then.
I think it's time I did some field work of my own. And so, I have taken it upon myself to investigate this suspicious scholar. Interested in coming along, are you? Seems you have quite the curious streak yourself. But of course, mysteries exist only to be solved. After all, it is of utmost importance to remember that. Ah, but there I go again. Don't let me talk your ear off, but I will be glad for your help. Let's get right to business then. No doubt we'll find Russell in his laboratory down below. Alright, cool. Now we got Cyrus. I'm just gonna check if I can steal stuff. Most likely, after we finish the chapter, there'll be more people to steal stuff from. Nope. Born and raised in Alexandria, this old widow now visits this place every day in memory of her late husband. Even after she passes, she wishes to be by her husband's side, just like the relief of the king and queen in the Academy's library. Whoops. Once charged protecting the king, this guard suffered a serious leg injury and was since transferred to a calmer post inside the grounds. Though the injury healed long ago, he hasn't mentioned it to anyone and enjoys the serenity of his new post. It's like, hey, I like being inside and not in any danger. I won't let anyone know that my leg's good. Modest man and purveyor of the royal family who takes great pride in his goods. Whether his customer be commoner or king, he refuses to sell something unless he deems the buyer worthy of it. Get that sleep weed. No item or individual that passes through the palace gates escapes this guard's notice. Rumor has it, however, that his dedication is not rooted in any sort of loyalty, but is rather born of the desire to perpetuate and protect his own unscrupulous business, selling trinkets to collectors of royal mementos. The side hustle, basically. The eldest son in a family that has served the king for generations. He takes pride in his job as a guard and would risk his life to protect the king and his palace. This loyalty has earned him the king's utmost trust. And this shiny item. Ooh, look at you with all these weapons and armor. The young boy, he sneaks into the palace to steal valuables. He sells the spoils to provide a life for himself and has yet to be caught in actuality. The queen has already noticed, but has turned a blind eye to his actions. Oh man, Cyrus and Therion are gonna enjoy these new pieces of equipment. Born in the slums in the coastlands, this guard was recognized for his skills and now protects his throne room. Despite holding the same position, he is ridiculed by the other guard simply for his origins, causing tension between the two. The son of a prominent family in Atlasdom and one of the guards responsible for protecting the throne room. Rather than earning his post, however, it was granted to him as he has no merits of his own. Yeah, he needed daddy to get him that job. Oh, Papa, I wish to guard the king. I want to. He didn't earn his way. They're like the other guard. Blood, sweat, tears. Now let's get these pieces of candy. Yeah, there's still a couple of peeps here. After the great pestilence in the Riverlands, this apothecary decided to dedicate himself to disease prevention and swift treatment. He now works together with the Royal Academy in Atlasdom to create both medicine and new forms of treatment. Brimming with curiosity, this young boy will go to whatever lengths necessary to sate an interest, even if it puts him in danger. Though his reckless tendencies worry those around him, the oftentimes rare and valuable items he brings back from his adventures have earned him the esteem of his friends. Yeah, so we can get discounts when we purchase items. The childhood friend of the reckless boy by her side, being the older of the two by 2 years, he was entrusted with watching over him, despite his endless curiosity oftentimes putting them both in danger. She takes her role seriously and is prepared to face whatever challenges come her way. What is this? Okay, just a house. Oops, you got nothing of worth to me. A thoughtful rancher who delivers his fresh milk from his cow. To his parents every morning. His parents worry for his future, though, as he dedicates his entire life to work alone. But we get that discount at the inn. In charge of defending the castle town, this mercenary turned guard keeps a vigilant eye on those coming in and out of the gates. Once he spots a suspicious figure, he uses whatever means necessary to apprehend them. And we get new stuff at the weapon shop. Ooh, this fur coat. 112 defense and elemental defense. The mage's staff, only 18,000. $36, 128. Ooh, evasion? Yes, please. And thank you. Sure, we'll get more speed. 5% chance to inflict sleep on targets. Yes, element attack, we want to increase that for Cyrus. Max SP. Okay. Room will cost you nothing for free? I like that. One night at the inn is on the house. Most awesome. As much as I want analyzed, we're gonna go for lightning blast. It costs more SP,
I've got better things to do.
but he can do 2
My turn.
lightning attacks.
What's yours is mine.
Now, what? Now, what next?
Where's the nearest tavern?
I was gonna say we should save his MP, his SP, but he's gonna level up a couple of times, so
I've done my research on you.
no need to hold back.
An interesting dilemma. Oh, flames! Rage strong!
Over here! My turn. What's yours is mine.
Oh, ice! Pierce them through!
Over here! My turn.
An interesting dilemma. You should have studied hard.
Yeah, just bash him.
This is the beginning of your end.
Ooh, wind magic. We do not have that yet.
What's yours is mine.
What?
Don't start things you can't finish.
Spiritine plume.
Can't we settle this like gentlemen? What is the logical course of action?
Ice wind, my dude.
Ice! Pierce them through!
What? What's yours is mine.
Whoa. Easy there.
Thus ends your lesson.
Nope, okay. The wind tire.
Time to teach you a lesson.
Out of my way. What's yours is mine.
No one holds a bloody spear here.
Yes. Now, what next?
This is why I like Cyrus. He just
Over here.
first thing he does when an encounter starts, analyze. What are we weak against?
Oh, flames! Rain! Roll!
And that's that.
Where's Therian at? 47? Gonna take forever to get 500.
Can't we settle this like gentlemen?
What's yours is mine.
An interesting dilemma. Oh, flames! Rain! Roll!
If we're lucky, by the time we get our 4th party member, we should be barely close to 500.
Where's the nearest tavern?
Time to teach you a lesson.
And as much as I love grinding in an RPG game, I probably won't be doing a lot of that here. As long as we fight everything, we do everyone's chapter as we progress, we should be good.
Out of my way. Where's the nearest tavern?
Like the most I'll do is, I'll just go to the towns we visited and scrutinize, steal everything, and then see if I can sell or buy stuff. But yeah, another thing, anything that says fetches a modest price if sold, you are free to sell them. You don't gotta worry about them. You don't have to worry like, should I save this? Nah, you can just sell them. It's all good. By all means, go ahead. I'd also probably hold off on selling gear, especially if you're going to be switching your party members around. They can equip practically everything.
Come on, I've got better things to do.
There's not a lot of things that are exclusive
logical course of action?
To a character.
What's yours?
It's a really good way to save up on money too. You don't have to spend it on fancy new gear for other party members. Just whoever's in your party, that's it. Because you can always
Oh, ice! Here, come through!
swap around.
You should have studied harder.
Lightning blast. Because that hits all foes twice. Not just once. I'm all about that damage output.
What?
Professor Albright? Are you always in the habits of barging into your peers' office while they're working?
Excuse me.
My apologies. I would have knocked, but I didn't see a door.
A moment of your time.
Apropos of nothing, mayhap you've heard that a certain tome was stolen from the archives. I haven't the faintest clue what you're talking about.
Come now.
Come now, Russell. Playing dumb is just going to drag this out for the both of us. So, let's cut straight to the heart of the matter. You're a thief, and I can prove it. What? The hells you can.
The truth is...
Unfortunately for you, at precisely the moment you were trying to sneak back with the key, your friend the guardsman was just waking from his little slumber.
Huh?
But that's impossible. He was asleep. And positively...
Oh.
Keeping up on our friends... Some Nolans, are we, old chum? It was slip of the tongue, I tell you. I know nothing about this God's damned book.
Is that so?
Figured you'd say as much. Then perhaps you'd care to accompany me to the academy. To prove your innocence, of course. Damn it. Damn it all to hell. I've got like 3 bottles of water because of all this dialogue. I came prepared. It was a perfect plan. If not for your bloody meddling, I could have had it all.
I don't think this one will listen to reason.
What's yours is mine. Over here!
An interesting dilemma.
Ooh, I forgot to level up. That's okay.
Over here!
Interesting dilemma.
Out of my way.
Russell could, you know, use the handicap.
My focus is unparalleled. Nothing will quiet the storm.
That's why lightning blast. One of the other elementals, the fire or ice, won't be fine, but we don't have lightning as an attack, so it's best to get that.
What's yours is mine.
What is the logical course of action?
My turn.
Let's see. Sword? Sword.
Over here!
What is the logical course of action?
Out of my way.
Alright,
Out
cool.
of my way. No, you don't.
So we'll just guard.
Think not.
My turn.
Yes. Okay.
I'm ready for you.
Just one boost. Just one boost. HP B.
My focus is unparalleled.
Oh, one SP.
Oh, ice, pierce them through.
My turn.
Let's do this. Over here.
Out of my way. Here.
Just to be safe.
What is the logical course of action?
That's way too much.
Here.
2 of these inspiring plums is inspiriting plums is enough.
An interesting dilemma.
He's almost down.
I'm ready for you.
What is the logical course of action?
Bye bye, Russell.
You should have studied harder.
If I had the share SP, I would have done that for Cyrus. 82. Yeah, maybe after we get our third party member. Pretty sure 4th though. I swear, I never meant to. I just needed the money.
Just so.
That tome would fetch a small fortune. This is true. And yet, did you not for a moment consider the consequences?
Say it is not so.
In stealing that tome, you would steal from our students something more valuable than all the realm's riches. A grave crime no matter who would perpetuate it, but all the more unforgivable when committed by one who calls himself a scholar.
Thank you.
Well, I'll be, you actually did crack the case of the stolen book.
Indeed.
That I did, and yet I fear this may not be the only volume our friend had purloined. Russell has already confessed to the full extent of his crimes, and revealed the names of his business associates. We need only track down the books and purchase them back. I'll speak to the guards and see that we redouble security of the archives. What's this? It says there's another book still missing. Did that scoundrel of a scholar steal this one as well?
Actually,
Ah, from the far reaches of hell. No, I can assure you that he did not. It's been missing for some 15 years now. Russell's aggressive borrowing only extends some 2 years back.
I see.
So this volume was lost, or stolen, long before that.
yes.
Right as always, Professor. Pray, tell me more about From the Far Reaches of Hell. According to our records, it would seem to be a compendium of ancient rites and long-lost magics.
Actually,
If I'm not mistaken, it was the single oldest volume housed within our archives. Needless to say, it was a tremendous loss.
Most intriguing.
Oh ho! Yet another mystery, it would seem. Professor Albright, the headmaster would speak with you at once.
Is Artemis?
Again? What could it be this time? Perhaps he plans to commend you for your role in apprehending the library thief. I have no interest in accolades, but if he insists, who am I to say no? About to get hit with that sweet, sweet reward. Right? It's gotta be the reason.
I've brought Professor Albright, as asked, sir.
Good. Enter. Thank you, Lucia.
Yes, Headmaster. What can I do for you? Something tells me he's not about to offer a commendation.
Professor Albright, a most troubling report has reached my ears.
A report, sir?
An anonymous source claims that you have abused your prestigious position to enter into an illicit relationship with Her Highness the Princess.
The very idea. Yeah, this game looks great. I got rid of some of the bloom, and I think it's the what is it? The field of view, so that we can see more clearly and everything. A lot more sharp. Look, I don't mind how it originally looks like, but after a while it kind of starts being kind of a pain. You level too much in Final Fantasy 2. It only took 3 ultimates to kill the last boss. Hey, it's not your fault. You wanted to grind. I mean, let's be honest, I did that too. If you have the blood sword, it deals a lot more damage. Since the final boss has a lot of HP and the blood sword does damage based on 1/16 of their max HP, it deals a lot of damage. So, yeah.
And you believed this report, sir?
I wish there was a little bit more of a balance, but at the same time, I don't mind that the boss goes down that quickly because I don't have time to play many hours on RPGs anymore. Especially when I'm doing other ones like this game. So whatever lets me do it quickly and without too much problem, I'll gladly take it. I'm not picky.
If it is untrue, then say so.
Went for low magic interference.
Why, it is unfounded, unsubstantiated, balderdash of the highest order.
Got it down to 6%. Guess what? Ultima is really, really good because it's based. Ultima, the damage Ultima does is based on whatever else you leveled up. So if you've been leveling up your attacks, your weapons, your shield, your other magic, it gets stronger. if you played the original version, the GBA version, the PlayStation version, Ultima is bad. Ultima does not level up according to the other stats. It was broken. But in the Pixel Remaster, they fixed Ultima so it does more damage based on your other proficiencies in magic. The higher they are, the stronger Ultima will be, because it's supposed to be strong. The other weapon proficiency, there you go. Weapon proficiency also helps increase Ultima's damage output.
I would like to take your words at face value, Professor, but I fear the situation is not so simple.
I like the Pixel Remaster because it fixed Ultima, but I like the other versions because you can also take it that Ultima's a very old magic. It's probably lost its potency over the years, which is why it's not that great.
A rumor regarding the royal family, even an unsubstantiated one such as this, is sure to spread quickly.
Grinding a late game right before the final dungeon made the levels come quick. Yes, because since those monsters are higher tier, the experience you get from whatever you're leveling will be quicker.
If we do not take swift action, Princess Mary's good name could be forever sullied.
I hope we get those boosters, experience guild AP boosters for the PC versions, because I would like to do maybe a challenge run of some of them, or just do max AP growth so I can max the job levels. Yeah, the Pixel Remasters, because I like the mods, and having those boosters with the mods is perfect. Chef's kiss.
That is something that simply cannot be allowed to happen. Surely you understand.
No, the PC version does not have the experience guild AP. That was on the Switch, on the console versions.
And so what do you intend to do with me, sir?
It is not an easy decision to make.
Yeah, the PC didn't have those. They got it for the consoles because, you know, I guess it's, you know, hey, it's something for the console users to have. Hey, Miage, how's it going? Have the game never finished it? It's a long game, Miasian. It's a long game. I finished it on the Switch. I'm playing it on Steam now that there's mods, so we can just breeze through this game. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting the Switch version of Pixel Remasters, but I'm fine with the PC version.
Dismissing you outright would be tantamount to an
I
admission
love
of
the mods. The mods are a lot better than getting those boosters. I got Therian first, Miasian. Therian, and then I went to pick up Cyrus, and now we're gonna go get, probably not today, but next Sunday we'll get someone else. I don't know who.
If I may be so bold, Headmaster, what about a sabbatical?
We have access to get Ophelia or Anit, which is the Beastmaster or the Cleric. So maybe we'll go for those two next time.
Professor Albright has put on extended leave, while official accounts state that he's doing field work in a distant land.
But first we got the thief, and now we got the scholar.
Academy's reputation and your own will remain intact.
My reputation?
I don't give a
Do we have
flying
a problem, Professor?
fig about my reputation.
Not at all, Headmaster. On the contrary, this might prove the perfect opportunity.
Opportunity? For what?
As a matter of fact, there is a matter which has piqued my interest of late. I was just wondering when I might find the time to do a bit of research in the field. I think I will set forth on a journey. In search of an ancient tome that disappeared 15 years ago. Besides, if I am not permitted to share what I have learned with my peers and the public, there is little point in continuing my research here.
That's why I like Cyrus. That's all he wants. He just wants to keep researching stuff.
Is that so? Do tell, Professor. What is it that you intend to investigate?
As regards a certain tome. Now, if you will forgive me, I must begin packing for my journey. Good day to you, Headmaster.
An enigma as ever, that one.
We really just brushed aside the whole supposed relationship
Professor!
between the princess and Cyrus.
Oh, Therese, what is it?
I heard that you were leaving the academy.
Then you heard true.
Damn, word spreads very fast in Atlasdom.
Professor, I'm so sorry.
I see. So you were the source of the rumor.
You knew?
Not until just this moment, when you apologized. And yet, I cannot fathom your motive. Why would you tell such a terrible lie?
You're always helping Her Highness, answering her every question. I just wanted you to pay more attention to me.
But she was hot for teacher. Again, I don't blame her. Have you seen Cyrus's art?
And that's why you
artwork?
went to the headmaster.
Yes, but I just wanted to get you in a little trouble.
It's funny she says that because I just wanted you to get in a little trouble. So I made up this rumor of you having a secret affair with the princess. That's all. Just a little trouble by saying that. It's not like, you know, he could be in serious trouble, you know, almost executed, but no, it's just a little trouble. That's all she wanted.
I didn't think they would. I am so sorry, Professor. Can you ever forgive me?
Worry not, my dear. It just so happens that I was looking for a good excuse to go on a journey.
You were?
For some time now, I've wanted to travel the realm and see what can be learned beyond these halls. I dare say the timing couldn't have been better. You see, there's a certain matter I simply can't wait to investigate. So fret not, my girl. If anything, you've done me a favor. Besides, I am not entirely without fault in the matter.
Oh, this is another reason why I like Cyrus.
Indeed. I have not been as attentive to you as I should. Had I realized your true intention sooner, I would not be in this position.
Professor, whatever do you...
If only I had realized how devoted you were to your studies, my dear girl.
There it is.
My studies.
I have always striven to treat all my students equally. And yet, Her Highness is always eager to ask questions, and I was all too eager to answer them. In doing so, I may have given the impression that I favored her above you and the others. This was not my intention, but I am at fault all the same.
God, the music is so good in this game.
Yes, if only I had seen you for the ardent and devoted young scholar that you are.
Professor... Perhaps you're not quite as sharp as I thought you were.
No. No, he's not.
Never mind.
In that case, I should be off.
Like, I'm sorry, I've not been paying attention to you, but I didn't know you were that eager to learn. How foolish of me.
Yes, Professor. Will I ever see you again?
It's like, the princess is always asking me questions, and I'm always happy to answer, but I'm sorry if I didn't realize that I favored her more than you. I didn't want to do that. I should have treated you equally. Had I known you wanted to study.
I do not see why not, provided we both still live.
Like, no, you dummy. She likes you. And she was jelly. Unfortunately, Cyrus's true love is knowledge and books. So neither her nor the princess stood a chance. Unless you're a book or a good mystery, you're not on his radar. That is such a sad truth. But that's why I love Cyrus. I think that's all we gotta do for... what do you call it? Stealing and scrutinizing. So we're just gonna head out. We'll go to
Now, I must find out.
we'll either quick fast travel to one of the other towns we've visited, or go do some scrutinizing.
My erstwhile colleague Odette knows more about arcane studies than anyone I know. Last I heard, she sojourned in Quarry Quest. I should begin my journey there.
Oh, and there's a mysterious person there. And so Cyrus left the academy behind, in search of the lost tome, from the far reaches of hell, which is the name of the tome. What dark secrets might its pages hold? Only the gods know. Okay, so Swarky or Flames Grace. Tressa. Tressa would be good to get. Her passive is she can find money randomly. Every area we go to, there's a chance she'll randomly find some money. Let's see, Alphen. Ooh, Alphen can be a pretty broken character. We'll just scrutinize stuff here in Boulder Fall. Excuse me. A girl who found a large egg. She claims it floated down the river to her. That's a side quest. A half a year past, this woman came to Boulder Fall with her husband in search of a new life. Though he labors tirelessly for her and her unborn child, she has not failed to notice how his once bright eyes have grown dim and wonders what troubles may weigh on his mind. Greater chances of success when stealing items. Too bad we don't need that. Once upon a time, a boy vowed to write his name in the legend as a bandit king. Yet, dreams have a way of changing and fading with time. So it was that a man grown, a vagabond who had stumbled from town to town, leaving chaos in his wake, eventually settled down with the one woman bold enough to steal his heart. Once upon a time, a girl vowed to write her name in legend as a bandit queen. Yet dreams have a way of changing and fading with time, and so it was that a woman grown, a vagabond who had stumbled from town to town, leaving chaos in her wake, eventually settled down with the one man bold enough to steal her heart. Yeah, they both literally had the same dreams and fell in love. That is kind of sweet, actually. A traveling merchant of considerable experience who deals in various ores and precious stones, and who is adept at fulfilling the needs of the lapidary as he is those of the apothecary. Given the mineral wreath of the Clifflands, it should come as no surprise that it is one of his favored destinations. Ooh, you got soul stones. Nice. A merchant who claims to be a skilled ranger. Though he boasts of being able to communicate with animals, wild beasts do not seem to be particularly fond of him. Incidentally, the scarf he wears is made from the pelts of a fallen companion. This is why I like Scrutinize. You can kind of get a little background on some of these NPCs. Born in Trompenour, this youth concocted a scheme with an armorer to sell arms to the rogues and ruffians of Boulder Fall. He is wholly unconcerned with the affairs of the town or the potential repercussions of his actions, so long as they have no bearing on his profits. And there's new weapons for sale. This longtime resident of Boulder Fall claims to know everything that is worth knowing about the town's affairs. While he is indeed quite well informed, he has a habit of forgetting the most crucial details, rendering much of his advice altogether unreliable. A student of politics and history, this highborn man hopes to use his education and his family's wealth to better the lot of all who dwell within Boulder Fall. Oh, that's nice of him.
So you see...
Despite chilling rumor going around that I scarce believe, folk of the slum town are plotting to rebel against the highborn. Garrison mates say they've been confiscating weapons by the cartload. Makes me blood run cold, and I wonder what his lordship will do. Well, you don't have to worry about that. You don't need these items. Plucked from a life of poverty by his lordship, this man intends to make the most of the opportunity he has been given. Though he is not blind to the strife between the nobility and the peasantry, he prays that one day the people of Boulder Fall will find a way to live in harmony. You don't need these. Thank you. Originally from the village of Swanky, this devoted husband is, in many ways, a perfect complement to his wife, in that the endless labors he undertakes are said to be solely for her benefit. Indeed, his sense of self-worth appears to be inextricably bound to his ability to provide for her. Someone naive clothier who had traveled a very long way in search of a new market, he had invested his entire fortune in his venture, having brought with him stock from Atlasdom, Grandport, Victor Hollows, and other notable cities. And he had them stolen by me. Oh. Sucks to be him.
Whoa!
That woman, I think she might be just the perfect one for me. I have plenty of confidence in my sword. Countless battlefields have I conquered, yet it was only when I returned from the field of war that I realized it. I had gained nothing. For all I had fought, that was when I realized what I was truly missing. My other half, my perfect woman. And that woman, oh, how can I ever get her to glance in my direction? Why hello, that light in your eye. You have the look about you I like. But alas, you're not quite the one I'm looking for. I feel like I've been searching all my life for that one perfect person. Yeah, we'll do his side quest a little later. This guard who first entered the service of House Ravis 10 years ago is valued by the captain not only as a reliable second in command, but as a trusted confidant. In turn, he worries over the captain's tendency towards overexertion and has privately appealed to Lady Cordelia on his behalf. This green recruit in service to House Ravis hails from a small village in the woodlands, which he left to earn his fortune. However, the unrelenting scorn of his superiors had led him to reconsider this decision. It is only their rare kindness that deters him from slipping away in the dead of night. Current head of the household guard, he has sworn to defend House Ravis to his dying breath, as the captain before him did. Every day before the cocks crow, he begins his watch, and does not rest until the moon sets, a feat as impressive as it is impossible that serves to demonstrate his singular devotion. Boy, I hope we don't get in trouble for that. For half a year, this man has faithfully served House Ravis. A former mercenary, he sought out his current position that he might better provide for his wife and unborn child. While the family is indeed better for it, he has struggled with the unreasonable demands placed upon him by his patron. Not all dogs have it in them to charge fearlessly into battle and risk life and limb. This one bears no great love towards his master, and would like nothing more than to quit this place and return to his home of Victor Hollows. That's funny. One might describe this dog from Everhold as the embodiment of canine virtue, given the unbridled devotion he has for his master. Woe betide the fiend foolish enough to harm those he adores, for he will fall upon that villain with great vengeance and furious anger. Every year, the kennel master of House Ravis trains a new pack of hounds to serve as guard dogs. Though his methods are harsh, his results are undeniable, and those which pass muster are permitted to patrol the manor as they please. The lone lady of the lot, this dog left behind her home of Grandport. Not a moment passes that she does not think of her beloved, whom she yearns desperately to see again, but until that promised day comes, she will carry out her duties faithfully. One of the big things about Scrutinize is you get free stuff. Free stuff, deals, and info or side quest. This guard who spends all day staring at the sky might seem to be neglecting his duties, but nothing could be further from the truth. Rather, in gazing at the clouds drifting overhead and contemplating the banality of existence, he has awakened to the reality that he is a figment of a dead god's imagination. He has achieved enlightenment. Save real quick. We got the autosave, but just a quick little save. Alright, we just got lower boulder fall to check out, and then we're good. A man who fell from grace through betrayal and circumstance and came to live within the slum town. For a time he nursed dreams of revenging himself upon the noble families who wronged his own. Now he thinks of how he might be better the loss of his fellow downtrodden.
Sir!
Boy, want to join a thieves gang? Nah, I didn't think you would. Thing is, filching's too much like hard work for my liking, so I want to quit. But I've got to find a replacement before I do. That's one of the rules of Marta's gang. Be surprised how hard it is to find reliable outlaws these days. Well, since you're quitting, I'll just steal your stuff. A dab hand at the fine art of thievery, this member of Marta's gang works with his brethren to rob the wealthy landowners and greedy nobles who have exploited the poor and destitute through more socially accepted means. He's also a quitter. Abandoned by her father more than a decade ago, this lifelong resident of the slum town took to heart the man's parting words and resigned herself to a hopeless existence at the bottom of society's stair. Nevertheless, those around her have insisted upon educating her to the best of their ability. Yeah, some of these guys have some pretty messed up backstories. Even as a child, this man understood the great disparity between the rich and the poor of Boulder Fall. Though he urges his comrades to take up arms and seize a better life, in his heart of hearts, he wishes that there was another, more peaceful way. I don't want to spend money. Not yet. Like, some of the really good equipments are expensive. I think that might be inside the house. Alright, that's fine.
So you see...
Yes. Take these. These weapons of the revolution. Is that so? You've confiscated all the poor folks' weapons. Not a blade remains in their possession. Fair be to you, traveler. That's a fine deed if it be true. Now they're defanged. We needn't fear the poor folk and the rebellious plotting. Truth be told, I was once one of them, until his lordship saved me from a life on the streets. I, the Highborn, have more gold than the rest of us, but they're fair and just, and mistreat no one. There is good on both sides, if we only have the sense to talk to one another. Better that than inciting a war that'll make everyone poorer than afore. We're all in your debt, traveler. Hey, we got money. Still not enough. Let's see. Do I want the cleric or do I want the hunter? Huntress. The Beastmaster. I mean, we're gonna get both of them, but which one should I go for first? I think we'll probably go here first. We can get some monsters on our way from here to Flame's Grace. All right, not bad. We got 2 stories down. We got a side quest done. We unlock 2 towns so we can fast travel for next time. So next Sunday, so this will be Sunday streams, Octopath Traveler. That's all we'll be doing from start to finish. I'm excited. I've been wanting to stream Octopath Traveler for the longest time, but I've also been wondering like if I should or not. And now we are. So this is good. Yeah, so every Sunday, Octopath Traveler, start to finish. But tomorrow, maybe tomorrow, if not tomorrow, then starting Wednesday, we will return to Yakuza 0, and that is our main game. So I will be streaming Yakuza 0 on my usual days and Octopath Traveler on Sundays. And then once we finish either of those 2, we will start Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13. Maybe I'll do a randomizer in between that. But that's what we'll do. So if I finish Octopath Traveler, we'll do Lightning Returns every Sunday. If I finish Yakuza 0 first, we'll be doing Lightning Returns Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. You know, the usual days. So I'm excited. We got a bunch of great games. And then after that, I do want to do the Battle Network collection, but maybe we'll do something else. Maybe we'll do Xenogears. Or Tales of Fantasia for the Super Nintendo, since Zod brought that up. We'll see. We'll try to get as much done before October, because I do want to do the Dead Rising games. So many things to do, so many things to play, not enough time. Let's see. Looks like Brad's still streaming. I don't know for how long. Hopefully he goes for a little longer. I don't know how much progress he's gonna in Tears of the Kingdom. Hopefully he's got a good handle of it. We'll see. Thanks guys for hanging out. Appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you guys next time. Take care.